So first of all, I think there's a lot of, I wouldn't say excitement. We're anticipating something very profound tomorrow. That in the budget that will be read, E-Levy will be cancelled. All the taxes they listed during the campaign, which became their speaking notes across the country, all those things will be scrapped. I find it strange that an invitation was extended to the minority and the party as far as the economic dialogues were concerned, on the premise that he said was it a crime scene? What do you call it?
Yes.
The economy was a
criminally managed.
Criminally managed. And to think that to extend that invitation was to do it on the floor of Parliament when he was reading the address. There was no official invitation to the party or to the minority caucus to join the economic dialogue. None. Unless you can reference a letter inviting them. I do not think that
the
just
party didn't
saying
receive
so,
an invitation?
Nothing. Not that I'm aware of. No invitation to the minority
we're told
caucus
that you
officially.
You received an invitation.
I haven't seen an invitation. It will be easy. It will be floating online. I just searched. I haven't seen anything.
Okay, we'll cross check.
So and then I think what is important is you've had an economic dialogue. You've touted yourselves as having had a very successful one. What were the outcomes? The conversations from it was that they were interested in what Ghanaians had to say as far as solutions were concerned. I thought it would take the form of, okay, so we campaigned on this. We submitted a manifesto saying that we will create a 24-hour economy. A 24-hour economy should not birth sucking youth from government agencies, young people who've duly gone through processes to get employment. What has the 24-hour economy, which is synonymous with creating opportunities and jobs in the system, have to do with sucking young people from their jobs? So we're campaigning and preaching one thing, and we come into government and we do something entirely different. And people make the argument that, oh, MPP did the same in 2017. I do not recall as such a broad brush of literally resetting, as he said, clear every single person you can find who is even MPP that has been employed. They make the argument that was post December 7th. In some agencies, they've gone as far back as 2023. People come to work and they are giving them letters. They're actually going through month by month, sucking people from their jobs. So how is it a reset? Then clearly we are back to the dark days where you never know what is going to happen to you when you show up at your workplace. Now, the budget...
Were you saying that you do not recall when you as a government sacked people?
No, I'm saying that when people make the argument that we did sing, the argument is that he promised that even if you felt we did wrong, he promised, and there are videos to that effect, him saying that he's not going to let anybody go. They are all Ghanaians, and he promises that when he comes into power...
He promised that he's not going to let anybody go.
He's not going to sack people. He said this. JM said it. There are videos to it. You can't feign ignorance on this.
No, he said
it. He said, I'm not going to let people go. I'm not going to sack people. If I'm not quoting verbatim, that was a communication that he gave. That he's not going to sack.
That's the interpretation you got.
So who was he going to sack?
That's the interpretation you got. Because there's been the argument of transition notice. If you send your transition letters and your information, state in the transition that we are in the process of employing so and so number of people.
I mean, people went through processes as far as May, June, July, got their letters in December. Some got it December 7th, if you may. If it's even possible, as is being stated. That those appointments were in December 7th.
The government to government. Did you state
capture it?
Yes, did they capture it?
In the transition, during the transition process, even weeks after they had won, the chief of staff indicated that nobody should hire. Right? The chief of staff actually in the first of its history, actually, because I never cited a letter like that, to which people said, why? Because they have gone through the processes already. What is wrong with that? You are coming to champion a 24-hour economy. You are going to create jobs. If for nothing at all, you are confident in the policy you are going to roll out. If it's not just rhetoric, then you clearly have a plan. So tomorrow in the budget, we want to see what that plan is. The best definition I got to 24-hour economy was actually thanks to John Dumelo on how do you call it, during his vetting. I've sat with people all through last year, they couldn't articulate what it was. John captured it well, and I hope that tomorrow we'll see it. But I want to see E-Levy scrapped. I want to see the so-called COVID levies that they mentioned, that they said is embedded in everything. Every single thing, including the 263 economic policies that they made. Want to see the foundations of it tomorrow in the budget. And you see, there's a very subtle attempt, very sneaky attempt to reference what is happening as far as Donald Trump has steps he's taken in scrapping all these grants and aids and, yes, and saying that there's a tough decision for the finance minister, and how is he going to navigate it? Nobody saw a pandemic happening. We said, look, this has derailed the gains we made economically. Even despite those challenges, we still have successes that this government chalked, even after that blow. So whatever challenges are happening in America, we have to find a way. Ghanaians are asking for solutions. Another thing I want to see is power cuts, or doomsday as we've seen it. I listened to the energy minister, and he said that we're exporting 300 megawatts of power as we speak, and that there's no load shedding because we are meeting that. We all know there are built agreements that have been there since even Akosua Manu Dam was built. Export will happen. But people are crying that the lights are going on for a long period of time, and it seems almost routine. Give us the reasons why. It's not to say that we're exporting solar. Tomorrow, I want to see a clear response on that, on what we're experiencing.
Do you have information on what the NPP left behind as far as energy is concerned?
Oh, the information.
Because if you want to have power security, at least you should have some 6 months.
Let me give you, as we speak,
breathing space.
The new government is embracing themselves and clapping for themselves on a new power plant similar to Ituabo. We initiated that process. So if that process started to actually augment our generation, then indeed for them to continue means it's a good thing. So that is a legacy right there.
No, but that's a plant. I'm talking about power reserve, as in what we left behind, so that we can, at least the nation can depend on, at least for 6 months.
We generate power every day, and we generate power based on what systems we put in place. And I'm telling you that as we are speaking, one of the things that we did was realizing that liquid fuel was more expensive than gas. So that is why that plant, I believe it's called Train 2, will be coming on board. And when it comes on board, we should know that its antecedent or its generation or its idea started under the NPP government. We do not store power and say that we are sharing it as and when. If we were doing same, then it means that we even have power cuts. If you are talking about debt, they left us debt. We also left some debt. Everybody leaves debt behind. You have to manage it. So the excuses have to end at a point, and I think that Ghanaians will soon get tired, because I see the fatigue, and it's almost becoming the same cycle. Like already giving an alley-oop to them as an excuse as far as US issues are concerned. Even captured in, and I'm saying excuses are a thing of the NDC, captured in his own SONA address after he was duly elected into power in 2013 SONA. He was referencing high economic, economic challenges, inflation, whatnot. He was a vice president at the time. So tomorrow, let us see and hear that you have scrapped the taxes that you said were draconian and were a burden to the Ghanaian. Let us see that your 24-hour economy, you have actually laid down the foundation, and it's not just PR. Okay. Let us see that as far as power is concerned, we'll be truthful as to where we are and what we plan to do. Let us see that the things that you said, you're not going to hang it on excuses that are happening in America. Because when we told you that a once-in-a-100-year issue had happened, you told us that no, it was neither here nor there because we got support. So those are the things that we want to see. We have to fix the problems, less excuses, less propaganda. Let's stop the propaganda and actually govern. Because we want to actually see, I want to see them succeed. There are people that voted against the NPP because of E-Levy. Scrap it. We have to help them scrap it. There are people that voted against the NPP because of betting tax. Scrap it. There are people that hope to see that the short window of power challenges that we experienced in the first quarter of last year, they don't want to see it again. Even though you kept us in the dark.
A short window of power challenges.
Yes, we had challenges last year.
There was a short window.
It was 3 months. It's been 120 days. It's been 120 days. Okay. So if we look at the amount of time, then certainly they have an opportunity.
Yes.
So reset is not sucking people from their workplaces.
Okay.
Reset is not weaponizing your vigilante groups to invade forest and mine.
I'll give it a chance.
Reset is ensuring that the continuous progress that we all hope to push in and out of government continues. It's not to sack young people from their jobs and then say that it was time in which they were employed. That is a problem.
Right.